Welcome to Sports Vibe, ladies and gentlemen. Season 2, episode 7. We are alive and well. We know you were worried when you did not see us last week. But do not be afraid. Kenny Davis was kidnapped and we had to go ransom him. And that's why the episode could not hold last week.
True.
Well, let's pump some energy up in this. Welcome. Thank you. All glory to Jah for giving us breath in our lungs and voices in our throats. Speaking of throats, John yesterday is here. Magnificently clad in his Manchester City jersey, looking dapper as usual. How many students have you harvested this week?
Say no to students.
Say no to students. You want to end education when I say no to students. Right next to him is Solomon. The last time Solomon was in the confines of a school educationally, we were still using tablets.
That you mean the Apple?
Yeah,
tablets,
never really apple, na pineapple.
Slate.
Slate no better. It's good to be here, guys. Excited.
Yeah, Solomon anyway is here, excited as usual. My name is Suno Young, of course, very, very excited. Tired, but excited nonetheless. And ladies and gentlemen, ding. I need drum roll for this. Drum roll. Active. We have a celebrity in our midst. The newly minted, the newly established, the newly awarded. When people say award-winning journalists, we have one in our midst. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing to you the brand new sports journalist of the year as he's opening his empty award. I don't know who sent you message. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to present this award of the biggest philanderer.
Is that what it says on the...
I don't understand.
On the award, it says the most senseless person I know personally of 2025. But most importantly, the MVAA best journalist of the year, not even sports journalist, best journalist. So all of you that are doing journalism, politics,
investigative,
business, sports and economy,
business,
anything, business, any type of journalism that are doing. Kenny is better than you, according to MVA 2025. Make some noise! What journalist of the year? Don't touch it. Wake it up. What journalist of the year? Stand up.
Who gives this guy what to do?
For the journalist. Stand up. For the journalist of the year. Thank you very much. Give your speech. We're not there in person, but give your speech.
Thank you so much. So probably happy to get this, and I must say this has to do with a lot of persons. Every production that I'm a part of, but most especially the Prime Sports and Prime Sports and Sports Vibes. It's been a long journey, personal journey. We started that growing bit by bit, and then we got to this point where one of us is getting an award, but I must say it's for the entire presenters you're seeing and also the entire production crew, everybody who believed in each and every brand and all, us as a brand together. So big ups to us, more awards.
Congratulations to Kenny Davis, of course, our guy. Well-deserved recognition. It should go to show you that anything is possible if Kenny Davis with all his shenanigans and his behavior in this world.
You don't have to bring that.
All the people that you have offended in this career. If he can still win award, anything is possible. But obviously, no matter what you can say about him, you can say that he lacks sexual discipline. You can say that he lacks honor as a man. You can say that
You're not there.
you can say that
I don't understand.
you can say that he can kill somebody because of bread. But what you can never say about him is like doesn't take his work. That one I can vouch for you. Work and money, I can batch for Kenny. Those two things, I can batch for Kenny anywhere. I can leave my 10 billion naira with Kenny and go and sleep. I know nothing will happen. He cannot beg me inside, though. But I will take it. I know nothing will happen. The same thing with work. I know when work is involved. So this award is very much deserved. Clap it up for him once
Thank
again.
you. Thank you. Thank you.
Once again.
Thank
once
you.
again, once again.
Thank you,
So after
MBA.
the show, you tell us who you are sleeping with.
Okay, you know what? You can zoom in and see the name.
Well, speaking of winners, the show of winners today.
Yeah.
From Kehinde Idris, let's go to some much younger winners. The under 20 World Cup concluded just last week, and Morocco, the young Atlas Lions were crowned world champions, becoming only the second African team in the history of football to win this tournament.
Wow.
Just quick trivia. Who wants to guess the first? What's here? Sharp. If you know it, say it. Sharp. Before Morocco, the only African team that won the World Cup.
Cameroon.
What's here?
Cameroon. I can't remember.
Senegal.
I know it was Samuel Eto's Cameroon.
Senegal.
Under 20.
No. It was Senegal. Like
John Jones dry?
some few
I think Senegal.
a few years ago.
Alright, nobody got it right. We all watched it. So that's I thought everybody was going to get. This is Ghana in 2009.
Oh.
Andrea, are you set?
Yeah.
The first African
Oh,
team to win the
okay.
20 World Cup. Just before the 2010 World Cup. So there was a lot of buzz about that. So congratulations to Morocco, by the way.
Fantastic, really.
Not in any way, shape, or form an easy achievement. Like you said, only two African teams have done before. For whatever reason, African teams tend to struggle at the under 20 World Cup. The under 17 World Cup, where Nigeria established a level of dominance where we've won it 5 times. Ghana have won the under 17 World Cup 2 times. That's 2 African teams that have won that. And then moving on to the under 20 World Cup, Nigeria have won it. No, not Nigeria. Ghana have won it once. Morocco have won it once. And then go to the Olympics World Football, which is another 23.
Okay, yeah, that's
Under 23 talents. It's a tournament where Nigeria has won once and Cameroon has won once. So that's the extent of our winning on the world stage in terms of as a continent of Africa. But what Morocco have been able to do at this tournament, 5 wins, 1 draw, 1 defeat. An incredible run. Beat Spain by 2-0, beat Brazil 2-1, lost to Mexico by a goal to the that's their only defeat in this tournament. Beat South Korea by 2-1, beat United States by 3-1, beat France on penalties in the semi-final,
They
won
won
1-1, then won 5-4 on penalties, and then beat Argentina 2-0 in the final. What does this say about? Because it's not this under 20 World Cup is not even in a vacuum. It's another in a long list of achievements that we've seen Morocco notch over the last 4 years, from reaching the semi-finals as the first African team to reach the World Cup semi-final in 2022 in Qatar when they got to the semi-finals. We've seen what they've gone on to do, 2 consecutive WAFCON finals. We've seen what they've gone on to do the under 17 AFCON in 2023. They finished second. Under 23 AFCON in 2023, they won. The Olympics football in 2024, Paris was it Paris? Paris 2024. They finished third. They won the bronze. The under 17 AFCON in 2025, they won. Under 20 AFCON in 2025, they finished second. Under 20 World Cup now, they won. The Chan AFCON, they won as well. And WAFCON finals back to back. Even in terms of hosting tournaments, they are hosting every major tournament in the African continent right now. At club level, Moroccan club RS Berkane won at the 2025 CAF Confederations Cup. What does this? First of all, what can Nigeria learn from? No, that question is even serious. That question is so serious. What is Morocco doing that the rest of Africa is not doing, in your opinion?
I mean, it's very, very simple. They take football as business, and they see it as, in fact, not just business, it's serious business. And that's how I see that. I mean, the success is visible to everyone to see. When Nigeria was dominating in the 80s, in the early 90s, even in the early 2000s, up until maybe 2010, as at that time, Morocco, I'm sure Morocco looked at what Nigeria was doing and said, okay, these guys, they've got amazing talents, and they are also, I mean, aside just amazing, they are churning out talents and also churning out results, winning trophies. And these guys, I'm sure they studied the model of not just African football. They looked at other teams overseas that are doing very well, the likes of France, likes of Spain, what are these guys doing right that we can also learn from? And I see they pumped so much money into their football, built new stadiums, hosted a couple of tournaments in between.
Mhm.
Look at their women's football as well. It has grown in leaps and bounds. They nearly won. The last AFCON, if not for the experience of Nigeria.
Back-to-back finals. Lost to
Yes.
South Africa and Nigeria in back-to-back AFCON finals.
And look at what they've been doing. They've been doing amazingly well. Aside the fact that talents are coming out from whether from the league or from other from players who are representing some of the biggest clubs in the world. They are doing something that every African team needs to learn from, and not just their male team, and not just their female team. Even the the age grade competitions from the under 17, under 20, they are recording success, amazing success. But for Nigeria, I mean, it's a different case entirely. When it comes to quick fix, that is what we are good at. We had a discussion before this show started. We were talking about, I think Kenny too was involved. We're talking about the fact that talent, you can really get talent from anywhere. But like they say, talent is not enough. I read a book.
It's never enough.
It's never enough. I read a book by I can't remember his name now, but when I remember, I say, and that book depicts the fact that you can have talent, but if your talent does not come with so much hard work, there's every chance that you're going to fail. And because your talent is not enough to carry you. There's the part of discipline. There's part where you take your life serious. And then in area of business, football now, you look at what other countries are doing, guys. I'm sure we'll still have a discussion regarding this because don't let us even go to our league, but let's just stay here.
Let's not dive too deep into the Nigerian
Yes.
because we're still going to talk about Nigerian football. But for now, let's keep it on Morocco and see because John made a solid point about Morocco take football as a business. But you can argue that a few other African countries take football as a business. South Africa, for example, take football as a business. Senegal, Egypt, lots of these other countries take it as a business, and they have thriving leagues. They have thriving national teams here and there in spells, but we've never quite seen any of them
this consistency,
with this level of consistency
and
this level of
dominance,
success and dominance across multiple age grades at the same time
It's
in
never
men
happened.
and women's football on the African continent. So, what exactly is Morocco doing? How do you? So I'm not even comparing Morocco to Nigeria now. I'm comparing Morocco to other serious African countries. Like, what separates them?
It's just simple.
As someone that
I've been there exactly. So okay, by first things first, you as an average Moroccan, okay, you're a Moroccan, you want to play football. But you can't walk 3 streets without seeing a mini pitch that you can play football. I've seen you walk 3 avenues, you're living here to the next. In the next 3 minutes, you see another place you can play football.
Accessible and free.
And very free. And do you know what? The government will publish it on an annual basis. It's not that they created the pitch and they left it like that, well maintained on an annual basis.
Why would they be successful?
In fact, there's a place close to the beach where the Mohammed's 5th mosque is. It was a smaller pitch, but it was now enlarged to a bigger pitch. In that same facility, there's a tennis court, there's a basketball court. In that same facility. So first thing the government have done is there are facilities everywhere. And the second thing is simple. Maybe you get into the system. You're not worried about your education. You're not worried about housing. There's nothing you're worried about. They're actually taking care of everything. I met a guy. Okay, he doesn't speak English, so we couldn't communicate that much. But he plays for a local side in Casablanca, not Raja Casablanca. Because there's Raja, there's what was the second one now? There's Raja Casablanca, there's Wydad Casablanca, but not the two of them. Another local one. You know that guy has a house to himself that is not paying. All he does is wake up in the morning.
It's funded by the club.
Yes.
Wow.
All he does
I
is
just
wake up.
thought that. So why did you come back here?
They book my report.
Please don't divert.
Why did you come back?
They book my report again. All he does is wake up in the morning, he's on his bike, he's going to train. Comes back home, rest a bit, go back in the evening to train. Now imagine, even at that level, he's not thinking of his bills. All he's thinking about is playing that football. That's just the basics. And
Now
another
think
thing
of
is
somebody who plays for Raja.
no, not even he's not even thinking of someone. He's
No, I
just
said
thinking of
now think of
someone who play for Raja. Now another thing is Moroccans love their football. Ask an average Moroccan young guy, they don't know things in the English Premier League. But ask them about their own team, they'll tell you everything about them. They love their own football. They see their own football on a weekly basis. Every team is on their own national TV station. So there are a lot of things the Moroccan governments have put in place that will even encourage you to want to play. In fact, they are more encouraged to play in their league. It's only those who decide that want to go outside the Moroccan league. They are encouraged to play in their league because they are even paid well in their league.
And even some Solomon, to add to that, even some of the players that I even see that play abroad, some of them were not even given birth in Morocco.
Yeah, they are the ones who have Moroccan descent.
But just Moroccan,
but
yes.
the Moroccan don't want to leave.
And even if they go out there, you will see that they are just one of the few who want to test other climes and play football there. It's not like
it's not
It's
motivated
for
by
survival.
survival.
No, it's not survival. Because the basic everything
Might be
they need is
motivated by
there.
ambition. Maybe you want to go on the rest that's the one.
Yeah.
I'm not going to achieve that in Morocco, or maybe you just want to see what's playing football in Europe is like.
Yeah.
But again, while I don't disagree with all what Solomon said, everything he said could possibly apply to Egypt, could possibly apply to South Africa.
That's true, yeah.
But
And they are still recording success.
They are
If it
recording
applies to
success.
them, you talk about Egypt, talk about South Africa. They have been successful in the last 10 years.
yeah, they have been.
So-
Absolutely. But we
But
have
the
not
race of
seen
the Moroccan, the
at
race
this
of
level of
Okay.
Morocco. And that's why we are having this conversation about Morocco. Like, is there, with what the Morocco put in there still?
I think it's simple. If you go back to 2023, it was supposed to clock that 10-year span
Yes.
that they gave themselves. They started 2013 that we want to be not just the best team from Africa, not just the best footballing country from Africa, but also being in the proper discussion of football at the highest level when it comes to national level, around the world. And they started that plan. And see, every growth starts with intention. Are you intentional? You want to be better than what you were yesterday. You not go just sleep, wake up, and it happens. It goes by intentionality. You sleep with a plan. You wake, start that plan step by step. It might be you starting with the funniest of steps to some people. Okay, this is I'll tell a quick story. Getting into journalism, all of you guys know it. I just kept watching programs, and I told my dad and brother then, I said, but I can do this. And they were like, oh, so how do you want to go about it? I said, I'll find my way. I'll find my way there. I procrastinated for like 2 weeks. On that night, I said, tomorrow, I'll be stepping out to see however I can work.
And tell them who shaped your career. Tell them who helped you. Tell them who put you through when you were struggling.
Yes, it was IJ. And then I stepped out that day. Like they always say, the rest is history. Look at where we are today. We're talking on winning.
Award winner.
But it wasn't, I was in the house and then somebody said, your voice is nice. Come to my station. No.
You have to be intentional.
You have to be intentional. You have to.
Okay, but what you are not accounting for now, and this is maybe in the context of Nigeria, what if your intention is to be useless?
That's another. Yes, and we are useless in. Is there English like that? It's simple.
For Nigeria,
Look at one of the things Morocco did,
There is no vacuum.
probably to grow themselves. Do you know Morocco just to host tournaments? They fight so that maybe that will help us grow our facilities.
They've invested
I want to
facilities.
and see when you, it's like people should not say because I'm from Lagos. It's like Lagos State having everybody hobbing. This one comes. There is no way. You're taking John's idea, who is from Okeo, Solomon's idea, who is from Edo State,
Delta State.
Delta State, Tunde's idea, And then, there is the Cross River, there is the Akwa Ibom. Everybody comes with that. I swear, everybody have a pattern they do their things anywhere in the world. When you assemble it together, it now becomes beautiful that you are now doing a touch of what everybody is doing. And it looks like what Morocco is achieving. As for when they started this plan 5 years in, it was looking like this and just they spend money. What did they spend money for? But look at where we are. The CAF Women's Champions League, all of the edition, the finals has something to do with Morocco. You can imagine that for their football. Asfa has made the final like twice thereabout. They've not won, but they are not stopping. The aim is there is a place where we are going. We know it's going to be a rough patch. We know it's not going to be smooth. We know there are great teams like Super Falcons. We know there are good teams like the Super Eagles, the Bayana, the Teranga Lions of Senegal. But we'll continue to do our own bit. Morocco now has one luck. If you check all those North Africans, they are bestowed with talent. Compare the kind of talent in their disposal to Kenyan football, to Ugandan football. Now they now looked at, okay, we have some good number of talent. How do we enhance these guys to now be world beaters? What they did at the World Cup was not a mistake. It is something that is common. Like I always say, Providence will stay somewhere. Continue watching your hard work every day, and then it will choose the best time to bless you. And when Providence bless you, for those who don't know how to measure how hard work had pushed you, they will now say, he's lucky. Nobody is lucky. Go and check their story. There is always a place where they are coming from, and that's where Moroccan football is right now. You mentioned the Egypt, the Algeria, and all of that. They've been fantastic. Look at what South Africa is doing. But the level Morocco has taken it to is unimaginable. And yes, maybe we need to go and study other things that are adding to this, but they were intentional.
You see, from Nigeria's perspective, there's nothing to study. This is the fundamental difference between what Morocco is doing and why it can never be achieved in Nigeria. And this goes beyond football or sports in Nigeria. Yeah. It's just the Nigerian mind does not know how to do things for the greater good. When you talk when you talk about setting a 10-year plan for the development of your football, whoever said the plan is not going to be there at the end of the day.
You won't repeat.
You think there's a Nigerian administrator that will set a 10-year plan and when my term will end in 4 years?
Sunday Diary, during his time, they came up with Adopt an Athlete. I tell you, one of the most fantastic ideas build up to a major tournament. It only happened that once.
They don't adopt so
They
don't adopt so
but it's actually shedding more light on your own point.
Tunde, let's have sense.
Later,
let's have sense. Which one is the adopt?
He need the adoption now.
Before the SS, you let me go back to the point. That's the point I'm making. It's not just a football.
No. It's everything.
There's a certain level of selflessness that lets societies better than our society. Societies that are better than us, just look at it. Every single thing that they are enjoying is most likely not the people that are enjoying it. That's just how the world works. Some people have to envision what I want the future to look like and start actively making steps towards it. When you go to a beautiful place abroad and you see the place is just full of trees and trees and trees, you think that the people that are enjoying it are the people that planted the trees. People that started planting it have died.
Yes.
But they planted it because this thing is good for society, it's good for the world. I want my children to be able to experience. Even if I don't have children, I would just want the ecosystem
space,
to continue the way it is like this. And then when we will not leave Nigeria and go and say, this is how everywhere is. There's nobody in Nigeria that is doing anything. There's nobody in Nigeria that is doing anything for the next person here to benefit. Let alone the person coming in 10 years. So that's where the fundamental issue is. That's all this other people are saying. It can never, one life alive, it can never happen. It's true for me. It can never happen.
Let's bet bucket of chicken.
You see, you're right.
If it happens, even if it's 50 years from now, you will bring bucket of chicken.
One of the things we've even established on this podcast is the fact that you cannot isolate sports from the
All countries
issues
collapsing. You want sports to be
that
doing
we are
well.
facing
How?
in this country. When there's a huge leadership gap. I mean, I'm not even talking about now. I'm talking from way back. Huge leadership gap up until as we speak. You now want to isolate sports and expect that, okay. Others will be saying, what Nigeria has been winning over the years is the fact that we've been able to get talent, put them
Smash
together,
and grab,
smash and grab, that's the word. So, I like to say, we can sit down here and talk about, establish a 10-year plan, build this, build that. At the end of the day, do you have, like today said, do you have somebody who has got vision to say that I am going to do this for my country in the next 10, 15 years, everybody can benefit from it.
And it can't even be somebody, because if now one person they go frustrate you for this country.
Exactly.
So it has to be like an ideological shift.
Yes.
I'm not even talking 10-year plan, because Morocco's 10-year plan, keep saying talking 10-year plan. It was a very expensive venture.
Very.
They invested a lot of money,
They are
lots of
still
time.
investing. They are still investing.
Even leave Morocco for a while. The last World Cup in Qatar only qualified for that World Cup because they hosted it.
Yes.
And they were horrible. But they played the World Cup. They knew the importance of hosting that World Cup.
Yes.
They had those 4 years to develop their football. Qatar qualified for the next World Cup.
Yeah.
They are not hosting it. They've qualified.
They've qualified.
Why when I see they calculate, we go face Curacao, we go travel, go play Jamaica.
Who gave this guy Jesse? Yeah, not in Nigeria.
Speaking about Qatar that I just mentioned, I watched the documentary. I saw Qatar in 1997. Sunday, Qatar in 1997. If you saw that video, you'll be amazed at the shift, not just in terms of infrastructure, ideology, and having a leader who is saying that we are going to build, we are using the word we are going to build this nation such that everybody around the world
will know that this is
not
about
just
national pride.
will visit this place.
Yeah.
And not just visit it, also invest.
John, you are going far. 1997, Abi. Go and watch Manchester United versus Liverpool in 1997.
So the pitches were
They still have muddy
pitches.
field.
Yeah, in the Premier League there. Yeah.
You grow with time.
Yes. Premier League still have muddy pitches.
I've said that example here that the MLS came out and said, our template is the championship in England. When we reach the point of leveling with the EPL, we know. Don't put the cart before the horse. That's what white elephant in fact, if you ask MPFL what is their model, they will tell you is the La Liga, is the EPL. When you have not even modeled Ghanaian football, Ghanaian club football.
But what's that? So I don't
Today,
like that.
We've
Charlie,
said,
I don't
we've
like
said
it.
it all until we begin to have an ideological shift holistically, not just football, then we cannot move on.
Yeah, and it doesn't have to be something complicated or expensive.
Yes.
You can do something that works with your current situation.
God
It's
bless
just
you.
something about being
Consistency.
intentional and consistent.
Exactly.
So what can we consistently achieve? Do we have, let's say, 1 million naira, which is not money in the context of Nigerian football? But let's say, I'm just giving figures here. Let's say we dedicate 1 million naira every quarter to just host NFF hosted youth tournaments, youth trials in specific
Secondary
zones,
schools
in
or
specific
something.
zones across the country.
Yeah.
Just so first of all, identify with the best young players in the country,
Yes.
and let that be something for young players to look for
Every year.
every
Every
year.
quarter.
And you know that it's happening 4 times a year.
Yeah.
That kind of thing, like you can achieve that 1 million. You don't need to just.
I said it when I was in secondary.
If I enter myself, I go chop money, I go cost me tire.
When I was in the secondary school, I've said it time and time again that if we had those collegiate sporting facilities in the US, like we had it here, I won't go to a conventional university. I knew that everything in me wanted to do something sports. I never knew I was going to talk sports, but I had energy. I was building on the talent and all of that. But after a while, I saw those Egbo where we'd always said carry boots. That day was a shocking day. I won't call his name. Fantastic footballer. I just saw him driving the pure water bus. I now went to his place later in the evening. I said, Egbo, what happened? I see you dey say you no go training. He say, he say, you know, Mama, that's what we call the girlfriend. I was like, Mama is not growing any younger. We've talked about starting a family, getting married, and all of that. It has to do with money. I play football the way from Kaduna, come to Lagos. Nothing is showing. I have to start something. And that was why I picked up that job. That scared the hell out of me. I went back, I told my alpha, and that admission, more put more energy. More,
Now God save you.
more put more energy.
No. By now, you should have been the media officer of Barao FC.
No, my other brother will say, Matimashi Meko.
No, all this, well, I talking about now. How does you want to grow football at collegiate level when as recently as the last IFL tournament, that's the Higher Institution Football League in Nigeria?
Yeah.
Players were complaining that by the time they go return back to school, the lecturers have failed them on purpose
Yes,
because
now.
they went to go and represent school.
Yes.
Because now boy you can't play for you.
Can you imagine statement?
So it's a whole lot.
Even the Nuga games is not as big as.
Noga games are students that went to represent my school then. They are to return on Sunday. They fix exam for Monday. We that were in school were not like, sir, please, school, give them give them a week.
Okay.
They said, when you people are here reading, they went to. Do you know that these people went to represent the school? The idiots. Because academians, you people are a problem in this country.
It's okay.
The idiots. We're celebrating those.
You know someone
Who won medals.
Easy
And they still started the exam on Monday.
Easy now.
And some of those guys had Fs.
Take it easy.
Okay,
You know the people who have sorry.
No problem. Sorry.
It's terrible.
Sorry. Okay, but you get it, but you don't stay.
No, me, I get E.
Because you don't travel, you don't play. But you can't follow people who play protest. Say, why would you
Because I never ready. It's sad.
Let's we've gone on to have a extensive Nigerian football conversation like that. I didn't plan for us now.
It's always like that.
It's like no way if you talk Nigerian football, you're happy. Sad. But back to the Under-20 World Cup. The Golden Boot winner was Morocco's Othman Mahma, plays for Watford. So
Register the name.
Congratulations to the young man.
Yeah.
Speaking of registering the name, our game is coming early today. Ding. And the energy way I take, the energy way I take fire down for this topic. Use that energy.
Why are we doing
Use that energy to respond to the game. You feel me?
These are times why we playing game this early. Like if we play and later it goes to
I say we keep answer for the second hour of the show.
we have other things like
wait, just wait.
Like
The other things, part of the other things that we have lined up is that Othman Mahma is the 24th player to win the Golden Ball Award for the Under-20 World Cup. As the best player at the Under-20 World Cup. I just need you people to tell me some of the other people that have won.
Lionel Messi.
Wait.
I don't mention.
You can mention someone who was on the podium too now.
If not that you are not all right. So you have two options.
You are starting with
You have
me.
two options. We either do it in concentration style, which is just be everybody just be naming people that have won the Under-20 World Cup, or I can be asking everybody one by one.
Yeah,
Which one do you
start
prefer?
with me.
Which one do you prefer? Let's vote round you.
yeah, let us go down.
Go!
No, any vote you want, start with me.
Anything we don't require. But when you need to call something that you ask him.
That's the most important because the game is not.
Only something that is
No, you are the one that said they've adopted.
I didn't even mention Sunday Daddy.
All right.
Now me start away.
You mentioned pick.
No, you start.
Not concentration start.
Okay, I should just ask. Okay, who won it? So yeah. So are we ready? All right. Starting with Kenny Idris. Since you said I should start with you. As the award-winning journalist on set, who won the 1979 Golden Ball Award?
91.
Over by year, the only award with this.
Wait, first of all, I will give you a clue. Everybody, I will give everybody a clue.
Okay.
But
Okay,
I'll
yeah.
give you one clue.
Yes.
But secondly, I will not ask you a difficult year if the name was not a popular name. So keep that in mind.
Yes.
Keep that in mind. So it's not as difficult as it sounds.
1979.
Won in 1979,
Yes.
and it was an Argentine. That's the clue.
Maradona.
Diego Armando.
Maradona.
See how easy that was?
Maradona. Bebeto.
See how easy that was? That was the second time that award had ever been won. The tournament started in 1977.
Yes, exactly.
So you won it in 1979. So Solomon, you want to go? You say this question.
Go.
I'm not setting anybody up.
Yeah.
You see, as you can't be happy now.
I know. I dey fear.
As you say, life soft.
1982.
The 2009 Under-20 World Cup was in Egypt. Who was the player of the tournament?
Any clue?
We already mentioned who won it.
Yes.
That's the clue. The clue is that we mentioned who won it earlier. Clue is an African team.
The country, the
It's an
African
African
country that
team.
won.
So who was?
Are you?
Some doing Kudus.
Are we sure?
Now Mohamed Kudus.
Are we sure?
That's right.
All right. It was not Andrea, unfortunately. You didn't even specify which Ayew. It was not any of them. No, even though they were at that tournament, it was Dominic Adia, Ghanaian, that ended up with.
If I not get them, even if you give her 32.
John Ojetunde, I'm going to pick something that I know is easy for you as a lover of English football. England won the 2017 Under-20 World Cup, and an English player won the Golden Ball.
That's Phil Foden.
Are we sure?
Yes.
2017.
2017.
Phil Foden.
Philip Omofode.
I don't give you
Because I know that England won the under 17 World Cup.
Yeah, so now this one is now
sorry.
under 20.
No, so under 20. Okay, So I was thinking under 17.
Philip Omofode.
Under 20. 2017.
Yeah, the first person I will give multiple clues here.
No,
Let me even give you another clue. He's a black guy.
He's a Tottenham player.
He's a Tottenham player. Sorry, Harry Kane.
Dari.
No, it can't be
Sunday
Harry
night.
It can't be Harry Kane.
He said that Harry Kane for 2017. Harry Kane we don't born like 6 children by 2017. All right.
Tottenham player.
Yes.
sir.
They don't say Ali Express.
Let me
Alibaba.
don't worry. Thank you. You have tried. In multiple clues.
They don't-
It was Dominic Solanke in 2017.
How do you expect me to even know his Dominic Solanke?
That's why I'm saying a black guy.
How do you expect me to know his Dominic Solanke?
What do you mean I don't expect you to know?
Who even know Sri Lankans at that time? Sir?
Now waiting take
Sri
break.
Lanka.
I can't even remember.
All right, let's move on because actually I have a lot to talk about.
Because I don't even know the essence of we going into the game at this time. We still have a lot to discuss.
Wow. Oh God.
Okay, I think he's as embarrassed as Remo Stars.
Embarrassed with what?
Nice segue. You see, even though you mad, you get why they employ you. Very nice segue.
I'm not embarrassed. I'm not embarrassed. So
Same
what's
thing with
what's embarrassing about it? This is the first time I'm playing the game. I played several games, I've not won. So what's embarrassing about it?
So we will give you time to beat him because
I beg, let's just continue.
But I think what Sundowns did to Remo is more than beating. It's
That one was football school then.
At the time we were doing preview for this fixture, I remember Kehinde Idris when he said Kiriko, it's football. It's Kiriko.
No.
You talk up. What's no?
Please play that.
You said it live and direct. You said it live and direct. You don't believe that Sundowns are Kiriko unbeatable. You get how, as we say, they beat them 2-1, you go football still they talk.
but this one
You get how they take beat them.
for their house.
I dey follow the game. As I get malaria 1, malaria 2, you can't go typhoid. You can't go chronic typhoid. I dey sick as I dey watch the game.
At
I'm home.
At home. Oh.
What are you expecting? There's a see, it's the same thing with let me for the audience to be able to relate. It's the same thing with the European Champions League, for example. The Dutch champions, even though the Dutch league is a decent competitive level, the Dutch champions and the English champions are not mates.
Yeah.
It's the simple truth. If Man City catch PSV, you will expect it to be 4-1, 5-1. That's just it. The Dutch champions, the Belgian champions, and the Spanish champions are not. Real Madrid should be able to destroy Club Brugge on a normal day, even though they are both champions. I know Nigerians, you like to deceive yourself with this giant of Africa bullshit that you people like parrots.
Are we not?
Which giants?
And
Which giants? The conversation that we have had about the Under-20 World Cup should already let you know. The people that load Nigeria 4-0, that's
as the one that they couldn't even get one goal.
They load Nigeria 4-0. I mean Morocco easily beat for final. Like, we are not on the same playing field with these people.
At all.
And Remo Stars is the best we have to offer. If we say what's the best run Nigerian club right now, everybody will easily Remo Stars. When they won the league and they did their parade, everybody was plastering it all over. This is the most beautiful parade you've seen in Nigerian football. It shows you our level. The kind of way we celebrate. Parade. So I hope this is now made it very clear.
But it's rather sad. Probably what I was saying is, this is Remo Stars. I'm not saying you can't be beaten. In fact, there is nobody who sits anywhere and feel Remo Stars they are going to. But at least show. I was watching and it felt like even before that game started, it would have been better for Remo Stars to say, we did not come to play. 3 goals, 3 points. Because it was work in the park. In fact, the goalkeeper did a good job. Remo Stars goalkeeper, as much as he fumbled some. The Sundowns team, at a point, I think they had football respect for Remo Stars. Like, guys,
I think they first came out
let's take it
this
easy.
Is going to be a tough game.
Yes. So they now relaxed and just they were doing show. Yeah, they were showing off. Chest pass, back heels, and it was like this. See, the commentator said at the start, this is a Nigerian champion versus South African champion. Now he ginger me and say, yes, let's go. I don't know saying that let's go to beat him. Now, I understand what Tunde is saying about the golfing class. I understand the level these people have taken their football. I understand what South Africa is doing for its sport and its football at the present. But I'm saying they have come to your home. There is a bit of, at least you show, say, even you hold your side. Remo Stars did not show anything. It was too flat. And that saddens me, really.
Maybe you don't show anything because you can't show anything.
You can't give what you don't have.
Let us give small context.
Wait, you said, talk that line again. You didn't show anything because
you don't have anything to show. You can't give what you don't have now.
Mamelodi Sundowns team is the bulk of the South African national team.
Yes,
exactly.
The South African national team
captain, goalkeeper is there.
Your main actual national team of foreign internationals
are struggling
against, fail to qualify ahead of the people that you believe can play football, like your very best.
Yes.
Struggled against this South Africa. You now want them to go and play against the Remo Stars team that lost to Sudan 4-0 in the Chan tournament. I don't think you forget.
That their coach said it's a good team.
But
they need a bigger coaching.
There's nothing Nigeria will not use it.
I swear.
I don't even know say Sudan get coach.
I swear.
And the Sudan coach,
that match make me know.
And the Sudan coach dey talk say he go coach.
Abeg wetin that Kwara coach here with you here?
At least that one we happy. That's right. Nothing now. And it's the same stadium.
It's the MK.
It's the same stadium. Maybe it's that stadium that has fault.
So what stadium did they have?
Think about it.
Which stadium?
No, they should have entered with their back.
Now, wow. Anyway, sorry about that, Remo Stars. We were supposed to have the conversation about how far behind is Nigerian football, especially with the Flamingos, the Under-17 Women's World Cup, Under-17 Girls World Cup, starting earlier in the week as well, and the Flamingos began on a losing foot, 4-1 by Canada.
Yeah.
So Flamingos loading, Remo Stars
Loading. Rivers United.
loading. And Nigerian football just dey collect every single L possible. While our
No,
African
Super Eagles. Oh, you're wrong.
when we go playoff for group wey South Africa qualify automatic. But when you
Even after 3 points deduction.
you see as we celebrate that playoff, you go think say na us qualify.
Why?
But wait, are we not better that Cameroon was in the same group with Cape Verde and Cape Verde went ahead of Cameroon?
Pele.
Cameroon had more points than Cameroon would have won our group.
Yes, sir. Cameroon would have topped our group.
let us be serious. We have had the conversation already about Nigerian football, but let's talk about Stanley Nwabali, John. We still got to Kenny brought up the Super Eagles on Nigeria. We made the playoffs by the skin of our teeth. But lots of people are now saying that playoff they don't want to see Nwabali for now. Are you a part of those people?
Well, I don't have issues with his performances so far because I believe that every goalkeeper will always have their off days. So I mean, from a lot of quarters, you've heard people say, "Oh, I mean, the element of pride, showboats, he's not being calm and all that." I remember seeing it happen to Maduka Okoye, you know, that particular AFCON where he was bullied by Nigerian fans because of maybe one or two mistakes thereabout. And ever since then, Maduka never returned back to the team. And now, Stanley Nwabali, from different
Wait,
quarters.
did Maduka go to the Nations Cup?
Yes.
Yes,
Cameroon.
now.
2021.
But not even basically the Nations Cup. Leading to the Nations
I
Cup,
think it was some qualifiers
and friendlies, not just. And now Stanley Nwabali, yes, you would see those because I remember I think was it you or Solomon I was talking to? I said even at Chipa United is not being great.
Yeah.
This is considered not huge number of goals and yes, attitude wise. You talked about the fact that he and indeed he had his scruff, during and also the captain of the side as well. But I think overall, I think people should just take it easy. I don't think it has gotten to that point where Nigerians will start saying, please, can we now have another replacement for Nwabali? I think we should be calm. Yes, that's the word I'm using because, I mean, if you go on social media after that game against Lesotho and was it even South
Benin
Africa?
Republic.
Yeah, South Africa, Lesotho, and Benin Republic. People came hard on the guy. And I think that one of the things that we also need to remember is that these guys are also humans. Yeah, you can say they pay them a huge amount of money. We all make mistakes, even in the field that you deem to be that is called your specialty. We make mistakes. Sometimes we don't even do our work well, and people don't really come hard on us.
If a doctor makes mistake at his office and you are directly involved, would you say he's a perfect man? He just made this mistake and let it go.
Even I can tell you for a fact that even the doctors are not even perfect in their
I'm
own
asking you.
in their own diagnosis too. Yes, because I work with doctors, I can tell you that they can make a diagnosis for you, and at the end of the day, it's not even the diagnosis that they are meant to diagnose.
No, I'm talking of your own reaction. Would you say let it go? It's just
No, obviously you'll be sad.
That's the same thing.
But I'm just saying that at this point, I think Nigerians need to be
They can
calm.
criticize without calling for him to be out of
And I think that the criticism has to be more constructive than it is. Nigerians in Nigeria, okay, not just Nigeria, fans all over the world are quite fickle. They only remember what is happening. If you are performing at the moment, you become the next big thing. But when you are underperforming, everybody wants to come out on you. And I think that we need some form of balance in the team now. Replacing Nwabali because of the few mistakes he has had in the last 3 games can upset the balance of the team as far as I'm concerned. The other 2 goalkeepers who are backups, when was the last time they played even in the friendly?
That is exactly where my grouse is. Over the years now, our administrators, because so many times we understand they even give this list, plus our coaches always have the 2 backup goalkeepers as figurehead. They are not there. Backup goalkeepers are to be either almost as good or at least averagely good If anything happens or there is an issue whatsoever with the number one, you can come in and give a good job.
Okay.
You might not
There was
perform.
There was even a time we had.
Big number. There's a reason.
That's why you could always and yes, that's what I'm saying.
And there was a
I'm
time
not
we
saying
had
they will be as
Uzo.
good as number
There was
one.
time we had Uzo and Maduka.
Yes.
And I think
No, Uzo. It started with Uzo and Ezenwa.
Yes. I know
Okay,
there was
Chukwu
a time-
It was Zor, Daniel Akwe, Ezewa.
And that's what I'm saying.
And they
now.
were,
It was-
they find a way around.
We no matter what we are saying, we need to establish first of all that Adebayo Adele and Amaso Basoji are not as good as Nwabali. No matter
Yes,
how many-
now, yes, of course.
So I'm not.
Are they the only two we can get? Are they after Nwabali? Adeleye are better than every other goalkeeper, than Nigerian goalkeeper in the world? Can anybody tell
Do we
me?
have
At this moment, yes.
as we speak now?
in Europe,
that you can say, okay, this guy can.
in Europe, the person that could give Nwabali some competition, and he probably will now that his ban is over, is Maduka Okoye. The minute his 2 months ban ended, Udinese threw him back into the starting line of straight up. We played the next game against Cremonese. So he's an important player for them. He's their first choice goalkeeper, and in my opinion, he's more likely to. The thing with Nwabali, I mean, I'm not for say bench Nwabali because Nwabali is pretty good. I think Nwabali is our best goalkeeper, like all things considered. But the gap between him and Maduka Okoye is not
Too much.
It's not so. It's Maduka Okoye that can give you competition. See all those Adele, all those Amaso Basogi. They are not there to make up the numbers. They are not going to.
Yes, every
So
time.
there's nothing you want to do about that. You are not going to say that.
You know the time they used to invite Ezenwa. We'll discuss it. Ezenwa will not make top 10 goalkeepers in the MPFL where he plays, but he's a regular shirt in Nigeria. That means you've already put his name there. They are doing the easy work. Squad lineup. Ezenwa go dey there, Ozo go dey there, Akpeyi go dey there. Oh yeah, Mo go play.
Yeah, but that's not the case with Adele and Obasogi now.
And no, I'm just saying we've seen the precedents over the years.
The point
That's why
that
I
we
came
really
with
don't
years.
have. There's a reason we had goalkeeper issues before Nwabali came to save us.
And
We really
really,
don't have quality goalkeepers
really,
right now. Like
see,
some teams go through that period.
don't blame those who are saying whatever about Nwabali. It's becoming one too many. If it's happening in three consecutive games, then it begs for worry. We have not gotten to the biggest stage. The qualifiers we are playing is for what? The World Cup, where the cream de la cream of countries will come and play there. And then you come, the simple area about simple communication are becoming issues. And then you have the egoistic issue where you're fighting everybody. The other time, Ako Adams had to shout back at him. That wasn't me. You told me to leave the ball. Sheme Ajayi, the same thing. Wilfred did the same thing. That is, you are not even commanding your area. As the goalkeeper, you command every defender that is around. And if it's in the case of corner kick or free kick, you command whoever is around you. And then listen, hey, leave the ball, this, that's my ball and all of that. If that is becoming an issue and nobody can even speak to you, it's a worry. Then look at silly mistake. All of us were here talking. If that second goal had gone in against Lesotho, you will be here to call Nwabali.
I did not disagree with you, but I'm saying that yes, those silly mistakes are enough for us to worry. But I don't think it's also enough for people to start calling for Nwabali's head. Yes, everybody's worried that these things could cost us in the future. But my worry from time is that we don't have a goalkeeper that can replace Nwabali as we speak. So the next thing is for Nwabali to now look at some of this performance. That's why we have a performance. What do they call them in the national team? They assess the
those ones work.
Well, I don't know, but they assess their performance and look at where they can improve. Because the truth is that some of these mistakes Nwabali is making, there are things that can actually be corrected. I don't. It's not. It's not. I don't see. That's what I'm saying. It's not something that we should start, crying foul about. I think it's something that
Nnadozie came off under 20 when she took the shirt off Oloyi. Off under 20, she just finished under 20 World Cup, introduced to the national team. It did not take her time. If it is what you will search for, you will find.
No, see,
Nigeria is not searching for that goalkeeper that can compete with Nwabali.
Wait, let us.
We are do the easy work with goalkeepers.
Because
We do the easy work with goalkeepers.
Wait, Kenny. aside all these errors that you just talked about, what else can you now say is another
you
reason
say
why?
aside the errors. Is it not
And
the
the
errors?
errors did not even cost. Did it cost us any goal?
No,
Okay.
okay.
Yes,
I like you.
My own main issue is what you have said is the oversimplification of the fact that you can just go out and find music. Look, the national team is not a club where you can sign players. You cannot just call Ronaldo say who in everybody's eyes is a once in a generation talent. Ronaldo say who will retire as Nigeria's greatest goalkeeper.
Africa's greatest female goalkeeper.
That Africa's greatest goalkeeper of all time. So that happened. There are players like that just come. What did Nigeria do to get Victor Osimhen or this level of quality striker that we have? And then times will come that where you will not have any quality striker, and it's not even just not the Nigerian team. Look at the Netherlands. When Netherlands went from Van der Sar, and now who is Netherlands goalkeeper? McFlecken for Brighton or whatever. So like national teams go through those periods where we are not going to have the very best quality available for so there was after Yama. And when the unfortunate thing happened with Kali Kelman, we went through a period of goalkeeping crisis, and we cannot say that we were not looking for goal, but that's why we not see. National team is not. There are certain players that are just not at national team level. So and there's nothing you can do about it until it was all okay, and it was manageable. We knew it was not the best, but it was manageable. And then when it was also marks that potential, we went back into crisis mode. Maduka Okoye, we were just trying things out. Maduka Okoye, Nwabali, who will not try that period. So eventually we not settled on. And Nwabali again,
who has never been.
Yeah, Nwabali again is a product of even us trying things out. Because Nwabali before the AFCON had never played for Nigeria, and lots of people were not sure about it. We were like, let's just focus on Uzor that at least we know what that one's issues are. So like I don't think that we should just say like we can just go out and go and get a goalkeeper. It's not a transfer window where we can go out and get goalkeepers. What I would say is again, maybe Nwabali is so comfortable as being the undisputed number one. Kenny is right about that. So you need to let him know that all this that you're doing doesn't mean that you will never be dropped in your life. So at some point there has to be consequences for it. Maybe the middle of the World Cup run with our crucial games was not where you should be proving consequences. Because if you drop Nwabali and use Adebayo Adele against Lesotho, it might perform well, it might not, but that's not the time to take that kind of risk. And Okoye was not available at that time. Now that Okoye is back ahead of the November internationals, I'll say call up Okoye and
drop one of.
If you want to now use our World Cup qualification hopes, maybe in the crucial game against Gabon, because if you lose to Gabon, you're not playing second game. So with that, now is not a good time for all this.
If you win Gabon, you lose the next game. You are not playing in the continent.
Or you
every
replace,
game is
or
important.
you replace Nwabali against Gabon and you lose that game.
It will now become a case of
and
if you don't replace him and you lose against Gabon,
you will say
if you don't replace him and you lose against Gabon, except he makes like a direct error, nobody will say why did you use him, because Nwabali is the proven number one. He's the other goalkeeper that has to now show that he's better than Nwabali. So that's where we just are at right now.
You know, is like what you said. It looks like you understand what's happening. Very comfortable. Who they come, who they nobody issue, who they breathe, and that's the issue. Maybe we've not had games. In fact, we play friendly self. We go still use Nwabali. Say, okay, let's even for games that are not so important, although in this period we've not had. So you get me.
Not had any friendly.
We've not had friendly or even games that are easy. If to say maybe we don't accrue 15 points from our first 5 games.
Say we qualify with a game to spare.
No. Let's say as of batch day 6, we're already on 15 points. That is, we won all. We can say
even if we have not qualified about this one,
at least we're in a cup we can use. I understand that angle, but I also know that if you look at Nwabali very well, one of the things he's struggling with is that comfort. He's looking too comfortable.
I also another angle that we should mention, it might not entirely be comfort, because again, Nwabali recently lost both of his parents at the near proximity, so it might be psychological issues. It might be that he has not really fully gotten over that. So let's not just say comfort as in we don't know, but something's clearly wrong.
But you know, like what some teams do, they don't care what happens. They evaluate you. If it looks like maybe 1-2 games is looking patchy.
Now, when I talk about performance coach, you just say those ones.
That's what I'm saying. I say some teams they'll drop you so that you get, I can remember those years ago, Vieira had some issues. Wenger told him to go home in the midst of a proper title
going
race.
to the Senna climbs. Let's just
What I'm saying is this one that we're discussing can apply anywhere. It's not about, it doesn't have to be anything special. It's the case of, like you said, check was this guy, we saw him at the club. It looks like there is a bit of, can we just give him a week off, 2 weeks off, just let him bother nothing about football, probably spend time with his family and all of that. And then he might come back fresher. I'm just saying, these are things we do. It might not, like Tunde just said, it might not be that his performance is dropping. It might be that his head, I've got some things that bothers in there, so affecting his performances.
All right, so any last words on Stanley Nwabali before we move on?
I just feel okay.
He needs to, just like said, just needs serious competition, and although we can't risk it at this point, but he needs to know that if I make any more mistakes, there's someone who's capable that can actually step into my shoes.
All right, so moving away from Stanley Nwabali, let's talk about Pierre Emerick Aubameyang. Right now the biggest threat to our advancement to World Cup qualification. When Nigeria face Gabon, will play against Aubameyang, who has been in prime form. In fact, his last game for Gabon, he scored 4 goals.
What they must say?
Gabon won 4-3 and he scored all the 4 goals.
At that age,
in African football is incredible. 815 career games, 413 career goals, 116 assists, 7 trophies, African Footballer of the Year, Arsenal Player of the Season, Premier League Golden Boot winner, Europa League top scorer, Europa League Player of the Season, Bundesliga Player of the Year, Bundesliga top scorer, Dortmund Player of the Season. Those are just some of Pierre Emerick Aubameyang's achievements in a career that continues to give, because he plays for Marseille at the moment in the Champions League and he's still scoring. He's not ready to stop scoring like anytime soon. Which leads to the question, where does Pierre Emerick Aubameyang rank among greatest African strikers of all time? The conversation broke out during the international break. The catalyst of this discussion is a lot of people seem to believe that a lot of people rank him ahead of DJ Drogba, and I understand the arguments. A lot of people rank him ahead of DJ Drogba, and which leads to the question that I asked. Many say just Samuel Eto'o and George Weah are ahead of him in terms of all time for African strikers. George Weah understandable because Ballon d'Or winner, Samuel Eto'o because of who he is. Do we agree? Do we disagree?
I think that's tough. Now, I think this is the reason why people will go for Drogba ahead of Pierre Emerick Aubameyang. I think Drogba is so clutch. He did that. It was like a second skin. He is a big man for the big moments. He's a person who knows these are times where you hug the headlines and people will remember you forever. And I think that is where he sets himself aside from a player like Pierre Emerick Aubameyang. If you look at the kind of goals, the class of goals, Pierre Emerick is crazy. He's super technical. Sometimes it makes you ask, are you sure this guy is really, really African? He's super deep when it comes to, technicality in front of the goalpost. But in football, there is nothing like stepping up at the clutch moment. There is nothing like stepping up at that time where the entire, whether it's the country you're playing for or your club, is looking for a messiah. And then you step up to be that messiah. All they will do is remember you. And maybe Emerick did not do as much as that, but most definitely, if you ask me also, I'll go with DJ Drogba. I love Pierre Emerick. I played for a franchise that I so much, I'm part of. But really, there is just something special about DJ Drogba. And then, that will just put him right at the front.
So that Aubameyang is fourth for you.
Yeah.
Weah and Drogba.
Yeah. I'm looking at other strikers from Africa off the top of my head. I can't really remember, names as such,
Other strikers from Africa, you say probably Freddy Kanute.
All those ones not rich.
Mali,
LGT off.
Those ones-
Senegal.
Salah. But you
Salah
know,
is not a
striker. But LHD off too is not.
He is a striker.
He is, you know,
Diop is a striker.
No, it comes from the side now.
When
He's
he
not.
plays for Senegal. He plays as a striker.
They use
I think
4-4-2
he
then.
played
Yes, you're just calling Jean
Titi
Kamara.
Yeah.
So the names are not.
Mido, Amiyazaki.
For Pierre Emerick Aubameyang, the reason I would rate the likes of Drogba. I will give my list a few footballers ahead of him is the fact that you can't tell the 2013 Chelsea story without talking about Didier Drogba. You can't talk about Olympic Marseille winning the Champions League without talking about Abedi Pele himself. You understand? So you can't write stories like that without some players being ahead of it. You're not a part of it. And yes, he has scored the goals, but there's no story. You've not been able to write a story around those goals. Did you understand? You've not been able to write a Premier League title around those goals. You have not been able to hang a Europa League or a Champions League title around those goals. That's what makes it. It's the goals are there, but it's not sticking. Did you understand? But I still remember Abedi Pele for Olympic Marseille winning Champions League because of what he did and how the story was. You remember Didier Drogba. You remember how well he pushed the team. Did you understand? So that's just what's missing.
Roger Miller.
Roger Miller, yes, that's the name I was trying to remember for Cameroon. So when they were at the World Cup, so you remember those names because of the story they can push. But if you talk about the ability of the man himself and the longevity, because you would not believe they have been doing this at the top of European football for more than a decade.
More than a decade.
That
guy is close to 2 decades.
More than a decade.
It's been crazy.
Practically ruled Dortmund till he was tired and there was nothing Dortmund to do with him before he came to the Premier League and how well he has done. So it's because of the story that's not been written around those goals. But his ability good, but saying greatest strikers in Africa, personally, I won't put him in my top 5.
So who is your top 5?
Obviously, first for me personally, first and foremost, it has to be so why did I feel
Roger?
No, Roger. I mean, you mentioned the name now before Drogba. The name before Drogba.
Okay.
George Weah, Samuel Eto'o, Didier Drogba, Roger Miller, Rashidi Yekini, my top 5.
Okay.
I think I wanted to say we didn't mention Rashidi Yekini while we were.
That's why he's not even in my top 5.
Because for me, Rashidi's story is more tied with the national team. We're talking about striker.
Yeah, but we're not just judging them by just
the European.
We're not judging.
Yeah, we're not picking just
This guy has enough story with his national team, but also has more than enough with the club level. So that was why I said, yes, Rashidi played some European.
Yes, he played with.
But it wasn't like he was outstanding. Aubameyang has been outstanding
If you tell
playing
that
in Europe.
to Sunday Olise that Rashidi Yekini is not outstanding.
He can only speak of his own team.
In the context of greatest African strikers of all time, I do not think so. I agree with Kenny in that regard. Actually, Yekini is a Nigerian football legend, but I don't think that we can say that.
Level.
I don't think that you can compare him to Samuel.
It's my own top 5.
At this level.
No, I'm not arguing with you. I'm just buttressing Kenny.
Well, I'd also still pick Rashidi Yekini as well. But one of the things I want to say is Aubameyang is playing for a team like Gabon, and he's only the star man in that team. So if you look at Didier Drogba, he played with some of the most amazing players you can talk about. Yeah,
In the
national team. Yeah. In the national team, yeah, Toure,
Sadio Ray.
in fact,
Toure
brothers.
Yeah.
But with Gabon, he's the star man and he's still showing our results. And it's not easy to actually
They almost qualified for a World Cup, like 2 editions.
be the player that is carrying the entire team. Like the shoulders and the responsibility of the team is on you, and you've never disappointed.
Yeah.
So imagine Gabon also having a couple of players that can actually match not his own level of ability, not just his level of ability, to an extent. Let's say 60% of his ability. I think that maybe we can now talk about the story that you are talking about.
Okay, right.
No, for them to even be able to get this stage where they now have to play Nigeria And guess what? These guys had, I think, 22 points in the
Yeah.
qualifiers.
Yeah.
Crazy.
And that's amazing. So, from my own perspective, yes, we can judge them by clutch moments. It's not too many, but also based on what based on some of the achievements that they were. I think that he's a special player.
Yeah.
Not too many players have got this kind of
Even
achievement.
European and American players.
Yes, not so. I'll rank him in my top 5.
Yeah.
I'll put him there.
Yeah, good stuff, guys. I agree. Aubameyang top out of that makes absolute sense. So let's move on to the end.
And then we need to worry about him when Nigeria plays Gabon.
Hey,
They are going to the World Cup. What is everybody? I don't understand.
I'm now on your side of that. I have to specify that I'm now on your side of that.
They are going to the
The minute we make the playoffs, I think we're going to World Cup.
Until we start
We're never
playing,
going to qualify for the World
until
Cup.
we start playing Gabon now.
We will have this conversation. Don't worry.
Again.
See, viewers.
We will have this
Anyway,
conversation.
there were 8 games in the NPFL last weekend. 6 home teams won, 2 home teams lost. Guess the 2 home teams that I bet on.
That you bet on.
The 2 that lost.
Bayelsa United
Enyimba.
and Enyimba.
Enyimba lost at home to Warri Wolves straight away. Bayelsa United lost at home.
Enyimba lost. Lost, yeah.
Bayelsa the weekend before this one away.
There used to be a time where sure home win results is guaranteed in the NPFL. In fact, I don't know. A lot has changed.
Anyway, speaking of home win results, Ikorodu City 2 new winners at home to Nasarawa United. Niger Tornadoes 4 new winners against Plateau United, trashing. Shooting Stars 2 new winners against Abia Warriors. Barao FC 2-1 winners against Kano Pillars. El Academy Warriors 2-1 winners against Wiki Tourists, and Kwara United 1 new winners against Katsina United. 2 games were postponed. Rivers United against Insurance and Remo Stars against Rangers, because both of those teams were getting beaten by superior teams on the continent. But the impact of that on the table is that Nasarawa United are still top of the table with 19 points, flying start to the season.
Yeah.
Followed strictly by Shooting Stars, who seem to be finding their foot after struggling at the start of the season. Nuruddin Aweroro finally finding his foot in Ibadan. Abia Warriors 15 points, third. Wiki Tourists, Niger Tornadoes, I beg your pardon, fourth with 14 points. Ikorodu City 5th with 14 points. Warri Wolves also have 14 points, as do El Academy Warriors of 14 points. Enyimba are 8th with 13 points. 3 teams are on 12 points. That's Rivers United, Kwara United, and Katsina United. Another 3 teams on 11 points: Rangers, Bayelsa, and Kon Kalifat. And then you have Remo Stars all the way down in 15th with 10 points. But they have 2 games in hand, and when they win their 2 games in hand, they will go as high as second. So that's the beauty of the NPFL from 15th to second with 2 wins. Wiki Tourists 16th with 9 points. Plateau United, Kano Pillars, Barao, and Insurance all occupy the relegation spots. So far, 9 games into the season. Who has caught your eye, Solomon?
No, obviously it has to be
Storylines of the season so far.
Yes, obviously it has to be the newly promoted side. I like what Warriors are doing. They are showing that we're not just here to play for the season, we're here to stay. And results like they got, the kind of result they got this weekend is what will encourage everyone. Even at that game when it was second half when Warriors were leading to those 1, I thought the comeback that happened 2 weeks ago was going to happen again, but it just didn't happen. But very impressed with Warriors, what they're doing as a newly promoted side, and hopefully they can do what Ikorodu did, coming to the league and stay.
I think I've got 2 sides to what I want to say. Firstly, I think it's Nasarawa United. Nasarawa United is one of those teams, on their day, they're a difficult team to play. Any team, the big teams and all of that. So Nasarawa United, I wish that they can go ahead, and do something special. It's been a long time coming. But this is my grouse. The NPFL, I think, is a nonsense league.
After praising us,
Because I don't understand Warri Wolves, Nasarawa United, See, every league in the world have got top teams. Every league in the world have got middle table teams, and those teams who are jostling to be there. NPFL hardly, because every weekend, if Enyimba is going away, you can't trust Enyimba. If Remo is going away, you can't trust Remo. That is why Warri Wolves would have had 14 points. That is why a Kun Khalifa is just the story of the NPFL. And if we continue like this, reason why we always go to the continent and get schooled, because everything is shoot in a lot of shenanigans and funnies. If we don't get to that point where we have some maybe 4, 5, 6, 7 teams that hold their own, come rain, come shine, any land, or by arrangements of our football, where say if you go win for some place, they go beat you black and blue. Referee, get yourself sense, because that place is not a place for away team to get points. If we continue like this, the places where those things will not work, like the Champions League, or maybe if we go for Club World Cup, those places will get exposed. And that's why I don't get impressed sometimes. As much as I love what some teams are doing, we have to get to that point where some teams will show more seriousness or more better ability to be there consistently always and represent us better.
Yeah, that's it. Someone he just gave a speech, a passionate speech on what he believes can push the Nigerian Premier Football League forward.
Journalist of the year.
He has shown his journalistic ability.
Thank you very much. Before we end the show, Clasico is this weekend. We have to go around the room and take predictions, and if any of you want to talk about it, fine. Me, I'm not interested. It's still too early this season, but what are we expecting to happen? That's the biggest game of the weekend. Are any of you having Clasico fever?
No, I just want to see what Xabi Alonso will do. No, I just want to see what Xabi Alonso will do. Last season, Real Madrid were schooled totally. It's like when a child is in a class and teacher wants to beat him, you run to that corner and they beat you there. You run to this corner and they beat you there. You run to this
went to good school. Sorry, they know they use cane for sugar.
They use cane for sugar.
Some of us we paid school fees at the bursary. Those kind of school.
The kind of school that we went to, some of us we bought the cane with our money to give the teacher to beat us. Don't worry, you understand.
So that thing is true.
We'll buy the cane ourselves.
Federal school those years.
We'll buy the cane ourselves.
Mommy, they said we should buy cane.
And they still use it to beat you.
What did they want to take and do? Like how they this school.
So that last season it was so one-sided. But I'm looking forward to what Xabi Alonso will do with this remember this side. They look different from what we saw under Carlo Ancelotti last season. Very pragmatic. They don't allow in a lot of goals. They might not score too much, a bit efficient, but they've been pragmatic. That's what we've not seen for Real Madrid last. So that's just what I'm excited about. As flick is as flicking. As flick is as flicking. You can flick his flick. I just want to see what Xabi will do with this Real Madrid side against. As flick is as flicking.
Solomon, sometimes I don't understand. How do you expect someone to understand what you're saying?
Religions around the room, please.
I think for me, I'm looking forward to the Clasico. I like the build up to the game. Now there is 2 points in between the team, and as much as sometimes it doesn't have a completely direct effect on the outcome, there are times that you go back to the Clasico and you just almost understand it changed either the momentum or the shape of how it. And then when you finish this one, you're looking forward to the next one. And I think that's what I want to see. You just mentioned Xabi Alonso, what effects will after that bad run that he had last season. Then also Barcelona behind, they had a upper hand last season. Real Madrid have had a good build up into the Clasico. Will they make it count when they play? One angle I want to see for Barcelona, they need to beat Real Madrid in the Clasico so that they usurp them and continue on that momentum. So I think he already has the feel of war, around, quote and unquote, not like what we expected or we always expect some years ago. But I think I'm already having that feel. And anytime Clasico finds a way to be interesting.
Predictions.
In all fairness, I have soft spot for Barcelona.
Paralysis
So I'm not good with predictions. So, okay, I'll go with 2-1 Barcelona.
I'll flip it 200 Madrid.
Madrid 2-0. Sorry.
Barcelona knows to score. No, that's difficult.
Have you watched this Barcelona side last season?
Wait, is it your prediction?
Yeah.
In fact, the funny thing is, I at least the last La Liga last three games of Barcelona La Liga, and like I watched the entire and I'm looking at this Barcelona side like
They are lethargic.
oh god, you just need Vinicius, Kylian Mbappe to just come to the party, and I'm sure that they are going to destroy them.
What if there was no party?
I don't know.
I don't see a world where Barcelona will not score against Real Madrid.
Exactly, that's what
Barcelona consider against everybody. It's not even.
You watched the game against Sevilla, Barcelona Sevilla.
that was a one-off. I think it was a one-off. I think that was a one-off.
It was not.
Did you watch Barcelona's last game against Girona? Girona should have scored 6 in that game.
Yeah, I saw the
I was angry with
What did Man City win this weekend?
They won 2-0 now.
Didn't the other team have a chance to score? It's not every chance you play that you will score.
Did you watch the game? If you saw the game, Girona had 6 clear
Madrid Barcelona too had clearer chances than the two.
How many?
Go and sleep.
Girona were the better team. At least if you watch Barcelona last 3 games, you will be confident of them going to the Clasico.
A Clasico is different. It's like going into a derby.
I am telling you,
no matter what's happening.
Yes, it's a derby, I understand. But I'm telling you, the build-up towards it's not good enough. Which is why I'm not confident that Barcelona can win that game.
Which is why.
All right, so that's his own prediction. 2-0, 2-1 to Real Madrid, 2-0 to Barcelona, 2-1 to Barcelona.
No, 2-0 to Real Madrid.
I know. You said 2-0 Real Madrid. You said 2-1 Real Madrid. You said 2-1 Barcelona. Is that
no, you said 2-0 Barcelona.
All right. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. In the history of the Clasico, 17 players have played for both Barcelona and Real Madrid. I'm not going to ask these people to name the 17 players because I know that they don't really know. But I will name some of the players and ask you if they play for Barcelona and Real Madrid or not. It's a yes or no question.
Okay.
Are we ready?
Yeah.
Because Ken is the award-winning journalist. Let's start with something easy. Did Luis Figo play for both clubs? Yes or no?
Ẹ bá mi gbọ́rùn sí Mike o. Figo gbá níbẹ̀ tó fẹ́ fa wàhálà o. Figo gbá bẹ̀.
Correct. Solomon Edibre, did Georgie Aji play for Real Madrid and Barcelona? Yes or no?
No.
Yes, he played for Real Madrid in 1990-91 season and then moved on to Barcelona where he went on to have a more successful career. So Solomon is wrong about that. This one is too easy, but let's help your life. Did Samuel Eto'o play for
Yes,
Barcelona?
he did. Yes.
Samuel Eto'o was a Real Madrid player from 1998. Just a solitary season. He only played 23 minutes for the club, and in fact only played 1 game. But will go on to have a very successful career for Barcelona. Round the room, Marcos Alonso.
Okay, Marcos Alonso, did he play? No.
Yes.
Yes,
Started his
actually,
career-
Marcos Alonso.
Yes,
sir.
Chelsea Marcos Alonso.
And now,
The left back.
Oh, he started from there.
In 2009.
I was looking at you and said,
Played 1 game for Real Madrid. Did not make it at the club. Went on to
I
have a
thought he
successful
was
career
just there.
for
He never
Chelsea.
played.
Then made a return to Barcelona in 2022-2023. So becomes one of 17 players to have played for both of these clubs. Luis Enrique.
yep.
Yeah. I feel like that one was too easy.
Yep.
Julien Lopetegui.
Yes, he did. Good Barcelona Madrid.
Alright, this question was easy. We'll try again next week. But for now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm tired. I want to go and rest. Thank you very much for rocking with us. Episode 7, season 2 of Sports Vibes Podcast. We missed you last week, and we are sure you missed us. So thank you very much, everybody that rocked with content from you. We really appreciate you. Thank you for liking, sharing, subscribing. Tell
Yeah, was
somebody
you?
about somebody. Really is you. But I'm glad I got to witness superheroes do their thing in person. Congratulations to Kehinde Idris again. World class, award winning journalist.
Yep.
Where are you taking us to this?
Where do you want to go?
Evo.
Let's go.
You go first. Go and prepare.
You say you won't go anywhere. Happy Jesus Christ. We are all going to prepare a place for you.
Pay forever rent.
Don't worry, I'm going to carry girls food there.
Everything. Welcome for.
The Nigerian agents did there.
John don't ask the other question. Love Lagos to celebrate and watch this thing.
You don't say heaven, another heaven.
No, John has asked. Oh yeah, leave me. John has asked.
Heaven on earth. That's why I will take you people.
Where are you taking us to celebrate?
Don't worry.
We will continue this conversation offline.
Guys, join us at the place they call Heaven on Earth.
Oga, you don't get money.
Ladies and gentlemen, join us on this very same channel next week. At the exact same time. Sports Vibe will be back, and check out the Prime Sports channel for every other type of content like we already showed you. Press conferences, reaction videos, watch alongs, a lot more will be coming. Game shows, a lot more will be coming on the channel. So please stay tuned. We have content. Choke. Until next week, try not to choke.
Mr. Deep say so.
Bye bye.